Hello everyone, my name is Samad Al-Harasi and I am here to explain the anatomy of the ear and hearing mechanism. In my presentation, I'm gonna talk about 3 points. The first, the structure of the ear. Second, the vestibular system and balance. Third, how hearing occurs. As we all know, the ears collect sounds and turn them into messages for the brain to interpret. They also send information about balance to the brain. Actually, three sections of the ears work together to make this happen. They are the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. Let's take section by section. The first section is the outer ear. The outer ear gathers sound energy and focuses it on the eardrum. It's made up of two parts. The first part is pinna, also known as the orcal, the visible projecting portion of the ear. The second part is the auditory canal, the pathway running from the outer ear to the eardrum. The second section is the middle ear. The middle ear transmits sound from the outer ear to the inner ear. It consists of three main parts. The first part consists of three tiny bones. They named for their shape. Malleus is the first, incus the second, and the third is stapes. All together, they form what's called the auditory ossicles. The second part is the tympanic membrane or eardrum. It forms the boundary between the outer ear and middle ear. It vibrates freely in response to sound wave. The third and the final part is the auditory or eustachian tube. It helps ventilate the middle ear and maintain equal ear pressure on both sides of the tympanic membrane. The third and the final section is the inner ear. The inner ear has two special jobs, which are change sound wave to electrical signals, as well as it is important for our balance. It consists of three main parts. The first part is semicircular canals. The second is vestibule. Both semicircular canals and vestibule are assist in equilibrium. The final part is cochlea. Cochlea, the auditory area of inner ear that change sound wave into nerve signals. So what is inside cochlea? Actually, it consists of three compartments. The outer compartment is called perilymph. The middle one is cochlear duct, which is the most important compartment. Cochlear duct contains spiral organ of corti, the sensory organ of hearing containing hair cells, which convert vibration into nerve impulses, which will be interpreted as sound. Now I'm going to talk about the vestibular system and balance. The vestibular system is a sensory system responsible for providing our brain with information about motion and position. It also involved with motor functions that allow us to keep our balance, stabilize our head and body during movement, and maintain posture. The main components of the vestibular system are semicircular canals and vestibule. The semicircular canals has three tubes that are filled with a fluid called endolymph. When the head is rotated, it causes the movement of endolymph. The endolymph flows into an expansion of the canal that's called ampulla, within which there are hair cells. The sensory receptors of the vestibular system. At the tip of each hair cells is a collection of small hairs. The movement of endolymph causes movement of these hairs, which lead to the release of neurotransmitters to send information about the movement to the brain. The vestibular system uses two other organs, which located in vestibule, known as the otolith organs. The first one is utricle and the second is sacral, each containing a batch of sensory hair cells. Within these cells are a tiny otoconia that help monitor the position of our head in relation to gravity and linear motion. The final things that I want to talk about is how hearing occurs. Actually, there are several steps that have to happen from outer ear to inner ear for a person to hear a sound. The first step is the outer ear acts like a funnel that sends sounds into your ear canal from the outside world. Then the sound waves travel down the ear canal to your eardrum in the middle ear. After that, sound waves make your eardrum vibrate and move the three tiny bones in your middle ear. The movement from the middle ear leads to pressure waves that make the fluid inside the cochlea move. The movement of fluid in your inner ear makes the tiny hairs in the cochlea bend and move. The dancing hairs in the cochlea convert the movement from sound waves into electrical signals. The electrical signals are sent to the brain through the hearing or the auditory nerves. This makes a sound. Thank you everyone, and I hope that you understood.